Should you run Google ads or Facebook ads for your business? In this video, we're going to talk about the pros and cons for each platform so that you'll be in a better position to decide which platform is right for your business. You may even come to the conclusion that both platforms are applicable. So let's go do this right now. So let's first start talking all about Google ads because it's a bit of a beast of an ad platform, and we're going to talk about Facebook ads a bit later. Before I go into the pros and cons of the Google ad platform, let's first give a bit of a helicopter view on the Google ad ecosystem as a whole. There's essentially four main components that make up the Google ad platform. The first is the Google search network. Most likely you've gone to google.com, you've done a search before, and you've seen those text ads that come up before or above the organic listings. That's the search network. The other type of part of the Google ad platform is what's called the display network. These are putting banner ads on other people's websites. Think publishers like the New York Times or LA Times. And there's literally over 2 million websites that you can advertise on and, as I said, put banner ads. The third part of the Google ad platform is YouTube, and YouTube is its own a bit of a beast of an ad platform itself. Most people do what's called the in-stream ads, which are the ads that show up before a video you're about to watch. And the last part of Google ads is Google Shopping, which I kind of think is almost part of the Google search network. However, it's, treated differently because of the merchant center and etc. Okay, so just know if you're going to be advertising on the Google ad network, you've got to think of which of these four platforms you think would be applicable to advertising. And by no means do you have to do all of those four platforms. I've helped a number of people inside teachtraffic.com who are just running Google search campaigns, and that's a very, very viable strategy. So first, let's go through some of the benefits or the pros with advertising on the Google network first. The first is, and this is really applicable to Google search, is that it's got a really, really high intent factor. Someone has literally just gone to Google and typed in whatever product or service you sell, and so you can effectively slide your business card under the nose of someone at literally the instant they have typed that in. So there's a huge amount of intent there, and so therefore it converts way better than pretty much any other platform out there. At the end of the day, though, it all comes down to how much it has cost you to acquire that lead or sale, and so that needs to be factored in rather than cost per clicks or anything like that. And because of the high intent factor, it's also the perfect testing ground to see if your website or your landing page converts. You've eliminated the variable of, is somebody interested in my particular product or service? They've literally gone to Google and just typed it in. And if your website doesn't convert those people, even a handful of those people, well, then there's a problem with your website, which needs to be fixed. So therefore, often Google search is the perfect testing ground to see if your website converts very well. This is really applicable for local businesses, but your ability to advertise in Google Maps is often a really good advertising opportunity as well. I've seen people get really, really good results with advertising in the Google Map. As I said, particularly for local businesses like a dentist or an electrician or a plumber or a chiropractor. The ads are blended really nicely in the Google Maps and they don't really look like ads. And that's often where people go if they're looking for a particular local service that is near them within their geographic region. If you're unsure how to advertise in the Google Maps, I'm going to put a link in the description in this video that will walk you through just how easy that is to do, and I definitely recommend you doing it if you have a local business. Advertising for YouTube search is also really good and has high intent factor. If you sell something that people are searching for, so for example, I sell training on Google Ads, so people who go to YouTube and type in Google Ads tutorial or Google Ads training is a really good opportunity for me to get in front of my target audience. So you really need to think about your ideal customer or client and how they go about finding businesses that are offering either your product or service. The other benefit with advertising on Google Ads is it's actually a really sophisticated ad platform. It's been around for a really, really long time, and so it's incredibly stable. Way more stable than Facebook ads, which is, I find, a really unstable ad platform and therefore difficult to use. Google Ads is not without its disadvantages, and by far and away the biggest disadvantage with Google Ads is that it generally does have higher cost per clicks, particularly with search. So you need to know that going in, and so therefore it's often difficult to make work if you're selling a cheap product. So maybe a $10 item or even a $15 item. If you factor in the fact that you're going to have to pay for probably expensive clicks, and unless you have, more than a 50% conversion rate, which most people don't, then you're going to find it's probably unprofitable. So that's the first thing you kind of got to know going in. And I would mention on this, I don't actually look at how much I pay for a click. It's all about how much I am acquiring that lead for, which I touched on earlier in this video. I've spoken to a lot of people about the Google ad platform, and a lot of people find the ad platform a little bit confusing. So just know you're going to have to educate yourself somewhat into navigating the Google ad system. The rewards are great if you do, and I highly recommend you do, but it's probably not an ad network that you can just jump into and it be intuitive. The Facebook ad platform is definitely much easier to use, and it's much easier to navigate. Google Ads is also a little bit more technical to set up as well. Once again, I think the rewards are great for that, but it definitely is a little bit more technical. And lastly, Google Ads can also be quite strict with policies, especially with retargeting in the health space. Their health banner is quite wide, and so a number of businesses, for example, dentists, form under that health banner, and so they can't do retargeting, which can be quite restrictive. So if you're in a vertical or an industry which is under the health guidelines, then you might have a lot of problems in getting ads approved and especially retargeting, etc. Okay, let's talk all about Facebook. The real pros for advertising on Facebook is it's actually a really easy to use ad platform. It's way less technical to set up all its targeting, and really your success with Facebook is going to hinge on having really good creative. It's less about the, as I said, the technical aspects and getting all those little fine details correct, and you can actually set things up in quite a rudimentary fashion, but have really good creative and therefore get really good results with Facebook ads. Given the visual aspect of Facebook and Instagram, it's really good for people who sell products that are visual, be it apparel or accessories or items like that. It works really well with that. And as I said, if you have really good creatives, then that's a really good platform to get in front of your ideal audience. The targeting used to be absolutely amazing on Facebook, but then obviously with the Apple iOS 14 update, a lot of the really good targeting was removed, and people have seen negative results from their Facebook ads as a result of that. The other benefit with advertising on Facebook is they are definitely less strict on policies. They are strict in certain areas around body image and weight loss, but really, they don't have nearly the amount of restrictions than the Google ad platform does. But if you sell a low-cost product And lastly, what I personally love about advertising on Facebook or Instagram is the fact that people can engage with your ad. They can't engage with your ads on the Google ad network, and the fact that people can comment on your ad, they can share it with their entire network, they can even tag people or like it, means that you can get really good, hopefully maybe testimonials or positive comments on your product or service. And it's a really good opportunity maybe for some testimonials to be there, and suddenly your ad that is sort of, forcing its way into people's feed suddenly doesn't look as much like an ad because it's got nice social proof and nice engagement and hopefully nice comments. Ads, though, can attract negative comments, but you can easily hide those negative comments so that you don't sort of have negative comments on your ad. The downsides with advertising on Facebook and Instagram, and I use them, they're one of the same platform, is that the quality of the traffic is not nearly as good. You'll find that you'll get cheaper clicks, but the quality of those clicks are not nearly as good. And as I said, it comes down to what you're actually acquiring that lead for. Due to the nature of the advertising, that, you know, somebody's looking for entertainment, they're scrolling through their feed on their mobile, it has way less intent than they are on the Google ad platform, particularly search. So you might find, as I said, the quality of the traffic's not great. People might click on your ad, go check out your website, but they're not in a position to be buying straight away. Maybe they're standing in line for their coffee, and so your ad interested them, but they're not really in a position, in a buying kind of frame of mind. So just know that going in, that it doesn't convert nearly as well. It's also not nearly as good for a local type business, be it, a dentist or a chiropractor or any kind of local business. I often use this example with people that, if I need to buy brake pads for my car, I don't exactly go to Facebook for that. I go to Google. And so that's the kind of, you got to think about the moment that somebody's in when they do go to Facebook or Instagram, and really what moment they're in terms of, where they are, or, they're probably, as I said, standing at the bus stop or waiting for a coffee. And so the ad that you show them needs to kind of be a low commitment enough that they're likely to engage with your ad or give a micro commitment, rather than buying a $300 product straight from your ad. So there you have it, the pros and the cons for each of those ad platforms, the Google Ad Network and the Facebook Ad Network. Let me know in the comments if what you have found with advertising on either platform. And I often say to people that advertising on both platforms is really good, but perhaps you just need to think about the applicable strategy that you apply to each of those platforms. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up icon, subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.